What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kpop Kimchi Podcast. On the road, I'm your host, Justin Turnell, with my co-host, Brian Limper. We are almost back to Springfield after a long excursion.
Yeah, some of you might know we went to the Toronto Korean Festival this weekend.
TKF.
And we are now on the home stretch to getting back to Springfield. Probably
Home stretch.
Maybe an hour and a half left.
Yeah, almost there.
And it's been, not that bad of a drive.
You know what?
In total, it's supposed to be like 10 and a half hours.
You know what? This has been a really great drive.
So it's definitely not been terrible.
Took a couple breaks, as you do, but not bad at all.
We're going to
really
get home
good
before
weather.
12, so I'll take that.
Really great weather. Nice and sunny pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, we went and saw Perky twice. So
Oh, it was so fun.
that was the best.
Yeah.
And we had a meet and greet with them, so that's also the best.
It was
Something we've
awesome.
never got to experience.
Never got to experience a meet and greet like this before. It was actually announced in June when we went and saw them in Toronto that they were coming back for the Korean Festival. So we, decided on the way home, like, hey, we can make this work. Like, if we can get it one day off, we can go back up and watch them a couple times. So
and actually hang out and do stuff for once.
and like not just have to go and leave immediately like usual. So that's what we totally did, and it was really fun.
Yeah, overall it's been a super great weekend. The weather was actually really good.
A plus.
We made a lot of new Canadian friends.
So
that was
many.
fun.
So many.
Literally, we all just flooded our Discord today.
So many people. It's awesome.
Love meeting
We
new
love
friends.
it. We love it.
And apparently, we just travel to Canada quite often, so you never heard to have too many people. When you go there.
I know.
So that's cool. But yeah, we're gonna get into that and talk to you about what all we did and how the weekend went, and give a little recap when we finish our drive here.
Watch out for this truck. Come on, buddy.
the
Stay in your
semi-truck,
lane.
so
Stay in your lane.
Just kind of swerving over here.
Yeah, let's get past him. There
Well,
we
that
go.
is a hazard you face when you're recording live on location.
Yeah, I
in your
know.
car.
I know. This is just active driving.
On
right
the
now.
interstate.
Active driving. I-55.
So we went. Oh, I guess before we do that, I don't know if you have any, but I guess we can give our not what you came for. We've been listening to a lot of music
Yeah.
because 10 hours is a long time. That's 10 hours there and 10 hours back. But my not what you came for is a song that I've heard a couple times because I always put on like random song radio stations,
Sure.
And that's gonna be another old school song called "Dancing in the Moonlight" by Toploader.
Great song.
Very good song.
Great song.
I recommended December 1963 by Frankie Valli and the Boys last week. So I'll just keep the old school train going and I'll recommend.
Glad you discovered that.
I know, thank God. Dancing in the Moonlight by Toploader. You may know that song, you may not. I'm sure if you're listening to it right now, you've definitely probably heard it. It's very popular.
Oh, yeah.
But that's my recommendation for our long journey we've had.
What was the Hoobastank song, Crawling in the Dark? Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
That was mine. That was a special song to me years ago, literally years ago, almost 20 years ago. I remember first watching YouTube videos, and it was a song that someone used for a Notre Dame football highlight way back when. Terrible quality, but at the time, coolest thing ever. That was the song. That came on one of the playlists we listened to today. I don't even know which one, but it was awesome. I was like, this song's awesome, and I haven't heard it forever, so Crawling in the Dark by Hoobastank.
Very, very underrated band.
Yeah, sick song, sick for a highlight video. I'm gonna have to go find that on YouTube, see if it's still existing, because it was a long time ago, but it was great. I watched it so many times.
If we find it, we'll link it in the description.
The old
if you guys want to watch
2004, 2005 Notre Dame highlight video.
All right, well there we go.
Good knowledge you came for. Good knowledge you came for.
So now we will talk about what happened.
Oh yeah.
And basically, we worked an entire day Friday.
Yep.
Before we actually left, and we drove up to Wausau, where we've said before, Justin came from.
My hometown, which was crazy because last time I went to Canada, stopped on the way back. I saw my childhood home, my church, and the school that does not exist anymore because it got torn down. But
literally a parking lot.
It was crazy, and I hadn't been there for years. This was not a place I go. I don't really know anyone there anymore, and so that was a pretty big deal. I hadn't been back, but now we were because we stayed in a hotel there as kind of our break point on the trip up.
And really, it was like a motel that got renovated into a hotel.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty nice.
It was really nice. I love that place. It was awesome. We didn't know what to expect at first, but it was really nice.
The best part about it was the lady that must be the receptionist lady.
Yeah.
She called me on the phone when we were driving there.
Yeah.
And she's like, just so you know, check-in stops at 9. You guys gonna make it here on time? And we're 4.5 hours away.
We are not close at
I'm not
all.
gonna make it there. She's like, oh, that's fine. We're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. You can sign it in, and you can go ahead and charge your card. I'm like, all right, cool. They just gave us these instructions. It was like a treasure hunt to try to find how to get into the hotel. So we got there and we finally did that.
Yeah. Usually with that stuff, we either don't have all the information so it doesn't work, or we just mess it up. But this time, I will say, worked great.
Yeah, we got that figured out. We got there, what, like maybe like 1:30?
Oh, yeah. Probably
2, something like that.
Something like that.
And we went and checked in the hotel. Super nice. Very nice. Had a good sleep.
Yeah, pretty much just went to bed.
And then after that, we woke up and we headed up to Toronto.
Yeah, we actually like got a decent amount of sleep. We didn't have to wake up too early.
Because Perky didn't really come on until around 7.
They were on at 7 the first night on Saturday.
So we had a little bit of leeway, because I think we were only like 4.5, 5 hours away maybe.
Yeah.
So that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
We like kind of breezed through the border check this time.
Oh my gosh, it was so easy.
It probably literally took 5 minutes.
There was no one in front of us. I mean, we really went up, paid the toll, went through the border, and we were good. Like,
and we were like on our way. Our phones worked this time. We planned ahead for that.
We knew about that. Thank you, AT&T now.
We planned ahead for the time zone change.
We were good. I mean, we were good. Like, it was good. Beautiful day.
There really was like no traffic or anything crazy going on, so that was good.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
But yeah, so we got to our hotel in Markham.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
And it was extremely nice.
Yeah, really nice hotel.
Very nice hotel.
Really nice place to stay.
And we checked in, got our stuff, we changed.
Yeah.
And then we headed off to the festival.
Yeah. It was about a 15-20 minute drive. With traffic.
There's like, it really was. I mean, there was traffic, but it wasn't like bad. The traffic where we were at was because there was an accident which stopped the traffic flow.
Right.
Because once we got past that, there was none.
No, it wasn't bad.
But the overall trip over there took like maybe 15 minutes. It wasn't terrible.
No.
But then we went over there, we looked and we found our friends. We found Matt. He was over there with a bunch of his friends.
Oh, yeah.
And then we went over to the side stage and we found AJ and Marvin. We said hi to them.
Oh, yeah.
And then we wanted to check out what we were really there for.
Yeah.
The all-Korean, what is it, TKT? Was that the name of it?
The TKT. They had like the fake TBT logo.
Yeah. 3-on-3 basketball tournament
extravaganza.
To check out our competition.
We really wanted to play, but I'm not Korean, so I can't.
And I did not know any other people of Korean heritage to be on my team, so we could not enter.
So when we knew about this, like, I mean, we played basketball forever growing up, all this stuff, so we were very intrigued by it.
And I was like, let's do it. And then I saw you had to be Korean heritage.
Oh, we would have totally done it too. We would have done. We don't even play basketball anymore. It's kind of behind us, but we would have done this.
I would have gave those dudes some buckets.
Absolutely. We can go out there and maybe win one game.
But they did that. And it was funny because it was like the worst court I've ever seen in my life.
It was one half court in a crappy basket. Dude, we kind of thought in our head like it's going to be a bunch of courts and playing and blah blah blah. And then we saw the map. We're like, huh, it looks a little smaller. And
it's
then
like in a wooded glen.
It literally was one half court. That wasn't even like a full court because the 3-point line kind of stopped on the wing.
It was only at the top of the key.
There was like no corners. So this was the smallest court of all time with a crappy basket.
Yeah, the basket itself was like not even a decent quality one you could buy from Walmart. Like it was like terrible.
Yeah.
It was like a step up from like a mini tights basketball hoop. Like it was not good.
It was definitely something else.
Watching the guys, there's some guys that are pretty decent.
Teams that played pretty good game. It was competitive.
I'm not saying they're better than us, but
they were pretty good.
There was one guy that had a pretty nice jump shot. He was like stroking through.
We watched like one game. I mean, it literally only took like 7 minutes or so for them to get to the points they needed. So, yeah, we watched the game and then we kind of just went back to the stage.
Yeah, so we went back, and at that time, Second Moon was coming on, which is another Korean group they got.
Yeah.
They play like kind of like traditional music, folk music, something like that. And we sat through them. They were pretty cool. I mean, not like my type of music, but they were pretty cool.
Yeah,
fans loved it.
It was cool to see. A lot of people liked them, and they had a lot of like recognition of like past stuff that they've done. Like they definitely had a lot of notoriety.
Yeah, they were like nobodies.
Yeah, it wasn't just like random people. So that was kind of cool to hear that type of music.
And then there was like an announcement of who won like the dance competition thing.
Yeah. Don't
remember who it was, but whoever it was.
Shout out to them. They got
$3,000.
$3,000. Good job.
And then after that, we got ready for Purple Kiss.
Yeah. It didn't take them long to kind of get the stage ready for them. It was a cool venue because it kind of, part of it there was like kind of cement seating and then a little like
a Coliseum seating.
It was like a kind of a Coliseum type thing, and there was like a little stage that was maybe
I mean, it was a pretty legit stage.
It wasn't
cool.
huge, but it was legit. It had lights and stuff. It was a really awesome setting, really, for the whole event. But for the stage was really cool. It was really cool.
And then there was like standing room too.
Yeah.
And once they like actually started playing, it was like packed. There were
so many people like everywhere throughout in like the different areas or steps or climbing on things. Like people were watching down from, because there was like skyscraper buildings, businesses or apartments. People were like watching out their windows when Purple. It was really cool. Like,
and the little host people were saying that this is the biggest crowd they've ever had attend like
that's what they said.
The festival ever.
That's what they said.
So that was kind of cool. Yeah, so Purple Kiss came on.
Yeah.
And they came out and like everybody freaked out. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, you'd think that you're seeing like the freaking Beatles or like Blackpink or something. Like, everyone was really going nuts.
It was really dope.
So that's good for the girls. Because I mean, when they came and played the shows in like Canada, I'm sure a lot of the places had a lot of big crowds and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like it's one of the only K-pop groups to go, so they kind of sold out all the places.
Sure.
But this was like a huge crowd of people. Like,
yeah,
it was awesome for them.
It was a lot
from their point of view.
Yeah.
But they came out and they had like a short set list, obviously, because only like an hour to perform.
They had an hour to perform.
But I mean, they really did a good job. They had, well, I don't know how many songs they have. I was saying just in the set list because I can't really be on my phone if recording this.
6, 7, 8. They had 9 songs.
So I mean, they did 9 songs
with some talking in between.
So I mean,
too.
they were like booking it. They did good. Like they did all the hits.
They went on at 7. And yeah, it got done around 8. They were like on time today. They started with Crush, which is an awesome intro.
They came out crushed and went straight into BBB.
They went right into BBB, which is the best.
And that got the crowd hyped.
Yeah, and then they played Pretty Psycho.
That was also one that got the crowd hyped.
And then
they like talked a little bit.
They had a little introduction, and one of the host lady was kind of their translator, which was nice. She did a really good job translating. They did speak in English some. But after that, they played Me, 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 Me.
Oh, God.
Which is
also,
awesome.
I'm not going to lie, the bass in that little place was kind of
cool.
nice.
It was really cool. We had a really good spot, too. We were on, like, stage right, if you're looking at the stage. But we were really only a few rows back. Like, we got there early enough.
Both nights were maybe, like... Because, I mean, everyone's kind of staggered because it's a standing crowd.
Yeah.
We were, what, like, maybe 4 or 5 rows from the front?
We got there early enough, where we were really only a couple rows off the stage. Because it did kind of get packed in once it actually got going. But we were early enough that we got really good spots. Kind of both sides were on the right, but we were pretty close. Like, very close.
And our side had a lot of interaction from, like, Chain and Goin and Swan for the most part.
When they came close to the edge of the stage, they were really close.
They're, like, right there. Like, we could have touched them if they put their hands
it was close. Because they had a barricade. But the barricade in the front kind of went out farther because they had room for photographers and, like, I think maybe sound people or stuff with the computer. But on the side where we were, it was closer to the stage, so naturally you're closer to the artist. So we were off to the side, but it was a really, really perfect spot.
If you want to see how close we were, I uploaded a couple videos on our YouTube channel of, like, Autopilot and then another one of Zombie. And you can see how close we were. Like, we were
It was so cool. Yeah, so then they played Nerdy and then Autopilot.
So Autopilot was like their super hype up song, and they didn't really have a ton of choreo they did. They kind of just like ran around and played with the crowd and did fan interactions.
So fun.
And this night, like a lot of the members came over and took people's phones in the crowd and they like recorded themselves.
Yep, if you were in the front row, you could have got your phone taken there, so that was cool.
And then at that time, all the members just kind of ran around and had interaction with everybody. So we got to see Dosi and Yuki, so that was fun.
Yeah, and this was kind of cool too because they started at 7 to 8. So when it started, it's pretty much still like light out. And like, I don't know, just never really seen like an outside K-pop show where it's like daytime still.
True.
So it was just kind of a different vibe. And then it went more into like dark as they went for the hour. So it was kind of a cool vibe to kind of see that. I don't know, I was just thinking that because we'd never really have done that before.
True.
Where it was just like, they're Purple Kiss in the daytime. Like, I don't know, it was dope. But Autopilot, I mean, I don't know, it might have been my favorite just because it's so fun with everyone running around getting everybody excited. But then they played, I think they talked after that, and then they played Punzona.
Oh, yeah, so like, this is our debut song,
the debut
and like
song.
everybody freaked out.
I feel like everyone was excited for that today. I don't know, but it was really great. And then Sweet Juice, and they concluded with Zombie.
Yeah, and then they got everybody hyped up, and they basically close the show with Zombie.
Yeah.
And Zombie's just like a really fun, like
it is. It's
super
really fun.
upbeat, like amazing song. And honestly, that's like probably one of my favorite title tracks they have.
Honestly,
which is also
same.
why I picked that logo to have as part of my
Yeah.
Purple Kiss tattoo.
Yep.
That's like one of my favorite ones I got.
So good.
And it just gets the crowd going every single time.
Oh, everyone loves it. It did when we saw them all the other times we've seen them too.
Oh yeah,
So,
they like
love Zombie.
people get hyped for that.
And Punzona.
But that was pretty much their set list, and they waved at everybody and said goodbye, and they left. But they're
Yeah.
like, "Don't worry, guys, we'll be back tomorrow." Like
Yeah.
sick. So after
And
that,
mind you, just sorry.
no, you're good.
Mind you, this event completely free.
Oh, yeah, no one had to pay
If
anything
you
for
lived
this.
in like an apartment in this area we were, you could just walk down and watch Purple Kiss for free.
Or
So,
if you lived within like any distance,
yeah,
just drive there.
anywhere. I mean, there was no ticket, there was no anything to get in there, so just wanted to put that out
We
there.
did walk around and look at the festival stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff, like stuff they're selling, food,
Yeah.
and all that. Some of the lines are way too long for us, so we didn't stay and wait like 20
Yeah, we didn't
minutes
really
to
get any
stuff.
food because we were just
Which,
busy.
unfortunate, but it's like, you know, I got other stuff to do. I'm not trying to run around this whole time.
Yeah,
you know?
we wanted to get a decent spot, so
So after that, we went with our friend Matt, who we met at the last Purple Kiss
yes,
tour we saw them at. Super cool dude, pure Canadian through and through.
absolutely.
And he took us out to eat at a Korean restaurant that was in the area. And my gosh, best Korean food I've ever had.
So
in my life.
good. It was like exactly what we wanted. We're like, we just want some good old Korean food.
And we got 3 things. We basically shared them, you know.
Oh, so good.
We got some tteokbokki, delicious.
Still good.
Some bulgogi,
Oh,
delicious. And one of my favorite things, I don't know if you've ever had it or not, but I know Matt said he's never tried it, so he really wanted to try it.
Yeah.
Which is jokball, which is like
I feel like we had it
big
one
trotters.
time. I don't know. It was good though.
I love it because I know this might sound weird to anybody listening to this, but I really like chewy, like gelatinous kind of things, like
Yeah.
I don't know, octopus, gummy bears, gummy worms,
Oh yeah.
squid, anything that's like a little bit of a chew to it, you know. That's like what I like.
Jelly.
So I love jokball. I think it's delicious. What do you think of it? I don't know if you've
I
ever
thought it
had
was really good. I feel like I had it before somewhere where we've had Korean food, but I don't know. It was good. It was very tasty.
And Matt also thought it was delicious. So
I love the whatever, I don't know, sauce, whatever's cooked in, whatever the seasoning flavor of it, was delicious.
also,
It was very
I was
good.
telling Matt when he said that it was weak, we only got the 2nd spice level. You don't mess around
Never
with
go
the
3
spice levels,
spices.
brother.
Never go 3 spices if you want to actually be able to enjoy your food.
Because I mean, I even ate a couple. I'm like, ooh, it's a little spicy. He goes, oh, it's only 2. And he tried to go, you're right, there's a little spice
Yeah,
here.
don't
I'm like,
go
3
for
would have been too much. It would
Don't
have
go
ruined
for
it.
Yeah.
But that was delicious, and that concluded our night basically.
Yeah, we
And then we just went back to the hotel and we relaxed for a little bit.
Yep.
And we found the one default channel on the TV, which is the Chinese news.
yeah, we just kept that on.
And let me tell you, for some reason, extremely peaceful.
Yeah, we just listened to Chinese news and then we watched a Chinese variety show and it was fun.
Then we went to
Put
bed.
us to bed.
And then day 2 started. We actually had to wake up a little earlier
Yeah.
because we actually had to go check in for our Perky meet and greet.
Oh yeah.
So for those who don't know, meet and greets are basically the artists will sit out at a table and you sit in front of each one for like a minute or whatever the allotted time is. You talk to them, they can sign stuff for you. You have like a little like one-on-one connection there, right?
Sure.
And you guys have listened to us before, most likely, and if not, well, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
We have done a lot of K-pop stuff over the last 4 to 5 years.
Mhm.
We have spent a lot of money to get a lot of perks.
Yeah.
I'm not like bragging, I'm telling you. We've put a lot of stuff into this, like a lot of different things you can do, and this is the only opportunity to do something this we've ever had.
Yeah, never had this.
Like
chance.
this is like very, very exclusive. So we
Never
were like
had
super
this.
excited. This is stuff they do like in Korea when they go to like literally fan meets and it's
Right,
like
right.
stuff like that. Did you always see them like sitting in front of the people, they're like signing stuff and talking to them? That's what this was. So this is extremely exciting for us. And basically we showed up, checked in, we met up with some other friends. We also made some new friends, like AJ was there, Matt was there. I'm sorry I don't remember all of your names, but we met a
There was
ton
a
of people.
A lot of people.
We met a lot of other people that were really
Midwest
famous
crew,
on Twitter.
Dylan,
or like
Santos. All the people I've seen on
Instagram or
Twitter.
something.
Just
It's
the,
kinda cool.
the perky people everywhere.
And then we
Dylan
also
and the Midwest crew.
met some other people that were just standing in line for us that happened to be like
Donald,
super sick.
Absolutely, like
William.
Cool, very cool people everywhere. We love everyone.
Just some cool Canadian peeps.
Absolutely.
Also, the one little girl, well, she's not like a kid, but the little girl's in front of us, super cool. I forgot her name, but she made like a diorama of like Chan's practice room, which is like the most amazing thing I've
It
ever
was
seen in
so
my life.
cool. She gave it to her on the tour in June. And she's like, I hope she remembers. I was like, I think she's going to, because that was like the dopest thing I've ever seen. Like, you're really talented.
I extended an invitation for her to come join the Discord. Hopefully she does it.
Hopefully.
She was really cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to her, because Justin saw her later on in the day, front row, right in the middle.
She was front row. She did it. She did it.
But yeah, so we did that, checked in, met everybody, got some freebies. Thanks for the freebies, everybody.
I love freebies. So cool.
And we basically, the way it worked was we all lined up in numerical order based off our little wristband things.
Yeah.
Then you got called in, and basically, it's not really like a group at a time, but they only let so many people at once, because you have like 1 minute intervals.
Yeah.
And when it was your turn, you went up.
Kind of funneling.
You like had your album, you gave it to them, they signed it, and they had like a conversation with them for a little bit, and you talked to them.
Yeah.
And then once you're done, you went downstairs and got back in line for the group photo.
Yep.
Now talking to them, it's funny because a lot of people were like in line talking about it. Even we said we don't know what we're gonna really say.
Okay, I don't know.
Because a minute seems like a long time, but when you actually got up to him in front of him, it like flew by. It felt like it was like 10 seconds.
It was so fast. Like I was like, I kind of know what I'm gonna say to Yuki, but everyone else, I don't know. I don't know. We were just going off vibes at this point.
And I think you were in front of me.
Yeah.
So you went first and I went behind you.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because even though there's multiple people next to me, there wasn't like a lot of space. Because we were almost like shoulder to shoulder. Like,
yeah, I know.
We were closer sitting in the chairs than we were right now sitting in my car.
Yeah, it was close.
But when you're sitting there, you like can't hear the people next to you. You just like hear them talking.
It's just funny because in line, as you funneled into the room where Purple Kiss was, and you know, it was like phones down, and there was no phones once you got past a certain point, whatever. But like, it was like so loud in there. It was a big echoey room.
I'm like, how can I even hear
We
them?
could like not even talk to each other standing there, but like as you sat down, maybe because you like mentally so lock in on the person, you could hear them. It was just weird. You're right. Like I couldn't hear anything around me when I was like in front of the person. So it was really chill. Like everything was really chill.
What was your most memorable interactions? You know?
Oh, it was.
How were your interactions?
It was good. It was really fun. Again, like they're all really kind, and it was just really relaxing talking to all of them. It wasn't like, wasn't like awkward or strange or you just, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but it was talking to Yuki for sure, because I actually was like, I'm gonna be really sappy and tell her that she's my favorite, because not only is she like beautiful on the outside, she's beautiful on the inside too, like her heart. So I told that, and Yuki had a translator, so he helped out with,
yeah, she was the only one that had a translator.
She had a translator, and so she like listened to me say it, and then he stepped in and said that, and then she just like absolutely died laughing and like almost fell back in her chair and was like clapping, and she was just like, oh my gosh, like thank you so much. And she like wrote in, she wrote my name, or like to me, wrote her autograph, and then she said something in Japanese which I didn't know what it was, but she did write all along my album, like also, which I did not say to write this. She was like, oh, you're so romantic.
She did write that.
She was like, oh, you're so romantic, like just in English. Did not tell her to write that at all. So that was very cool for my delusional mind. And then I looked up what she said, because I kind of remembered what she said in Japanese, and it was I love you. So again, my delusion was just at full swing. So that was definitely my my favorite interaction, which I was hoping for, because Yuki is my favorite and one of my favorite idols. So that was very cool. That was very memorable. I'll never forget it.
How'd your other interactions go?
It was really good, actually.
So you just go down the line.
Yeah, I was gonna say Going was next. We've talked about it, and actually talked about it to people before, of like, do you think they'll remember? And we're like, yeah, I think they do, like honestly. And I will say that Going, Chaein, and Swan definitely remembered, at least me from the other shows. So that was cool, because they're just like, oh, nice to see you again, or like, welcome back. And Going, I pretty much just asked like how they like Toronto, and then she's like, oh, are you from here? And you just have a conversation at that point. I was like, no, and we've seen you this many times. And she's like, oh, that's amazing. And then I asked her if they do anything fun. I always wonder if groups, I was like, did you do anything fun on when your tour was before, like anything? And she pretty much said no, which, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. But she's like, oh, we're just so busy, but the performing is what we do for fun. I'm like, you know what, that's fair, like totally fair. Dosi was next. I asked her how she kept her big hat for BBB on, and she did think that was funny, and she said that she had a lot of hairpins and it fell out a lot, and I was like, that's totally fair. Like, he was like, you did a great job dancing, but I can, like, we just kind of talked about that. And then with the rest of the members, I didn't really have anything prepared, but it was kind of cool just telling them like, oh hey, like this is our 4th time, and like letting them know where we had been before to see them, because they thought, I think they're pretty impressed with anybody who travels from anywhere, even though people come farther than we do. So that was really nice. Like it was just, everyone was just very comfortable to talk to. And we talked about it before, like going and like even Dosey, like they just, like the way they kind of speak is so kind of mellow and calm. Like if you had any nerves trying to like be in front of them, they like go away so quickly because they're so kind. Like everyone was great, everyone was super appreciative, and it was cool to see some of them like remember who we were and so on. I was like, oh, I remember your hat and the logo. And I was like, okay, that's pretty dope. So it was fun. It was all really fun.
Very good time.
Yeah.
It
went really fast.
I'll say,
right.
yeah.
It
I
went
went
really
after
fast.
him because he was in front of me. Just that's how the number thing worked.
Yeah.
I don't really know if it mattered, to be honest with you. But
No, I mean, I think there's like a general, like, let's not all try and be first, which I don't know why you would.
just
but,
like, and this it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went, talked to Yuki, and honestly, my conversations with pretty much everybody
Yeah.
pretty much consisted of, they'd be like, hey, what's your name? I'm gonna tell them, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, we came to see you.
Yeah.
And like, oh, and Yuki was like, oh, what did she? I was like, nice, or oh, cool, you know. I was like, yeah, we saw you when you were in Toronto last time. She goes,
Yeah.
oh, really? I'm like, yeah. I was like, we're not even from here. She goes, really? Where you're from? We told her. And she's like, oh, was that a long trip? I'm like, yeah, it was like 10 and a half hours. And they got a little translator guy to like tell her how long it was.
Right.
And she like was like, oh,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
shocked. And she's like, wow, you drove all this way? I'm like, yeah, it's great. We like come see you. We saw you in America twice. And she's like, oh, that's awesome. You know, thank you for coming and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then I went and talked to Goen, and every time I see Goen, I'm telling you guys, you're like best friends. Like,
Yeah.
So I literally was like, it's nice to meet you again, and I gave her my thing. I was like, you know, good to meet you again. She's like, oh, didn't we just see you? I was like, yeah, we came and saw you in June.
Yeah.
We drove like a
months
10-hour trip. She goes, oh, 10 hours?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, we also, I mean, don't worry, we also like saw you in America 2 times. She goes, oh yeah, I remember seeing you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, and we were like talking about whatever. And she goes, oh, do you drive all that way yourself? I'm like, oh no, I'm here with him. And he's like sitting next to me. And if you guys ever see us, we always have like some type of matching outfits on, like that we made,
Yeah.
you know? And she's like, oh, really? And I showed her the shirt. She's like, oh, that's cute. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's one of the 3 people who told me, I was like, if you come back to America, we will come back to see you in America, or we will come back and see you in Canada again. And she told me, her exact words were, just wait a little bit longer.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
That's
awesome.
That's what we want to hear.
So I'm assuming that means you're going to come back to America because
Please.
I'll get into it, but like a couple other ones said the same thing.
Right.
But I'd say for me, my most memorable interaction was with my favorite member, Dosey, my
Yeah.
old bias here.
Yeah.
So I sat down in front of Dosey, and for once I didn't have a shirt that had Dosey on it, so I was like, we had shirts with everybody on them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I know every time we go do stuff, we like, you know, have selfies with him, whatever.
Always.
But they see us with like our like biases on our shirts. I feel kind of bad because it's like, they're like, okay, you know, well, I'm not their favorite, but you know, I got to do my job.
We do love everyone.
So we made ones with everybody on it, you know. So we went over there, and I went and sat in front of Dosey, and I was like, oh, hey, you know, like, how's it going? And I'm like, hey, can you sign this, you know, in this area for me? She's like, oh, sure. I'm like, can you draw me a flower? And I had like a little like index card.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, sure, no problem. So, and while I was doing this, she like literally was like, she like giggled, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, like, she's like super into this, like, that's cool. And she literally said to me, so I didn't bring this up. She said to me, she goes, I watched your vlog, and I'm thinking,
Oh, yeah.
because in the moment I was just like so like taken back by it. I'm like, vlog? Like, what do you mean? Like, and I was like, oh wait, I forgot we did make the vlog. We went to see them at Itsy, and she's like, I was like, oh really? And she's like, yeah. One day I was Googling or YouTubing, whatever, I don't remember whatever she said, looking up BXX tour videos, and she said that our video popped up, so she remembered seeing me from the vlog that we did.
Amazing.
And I was like, awesome. I was like, I didn't really know how to respond to that. I was like, awesome.
I'm sorry.
But no, she's like, oh, she like giggled, and I was like, I guess
Yeah.
she just really wants to draw this flower.
That's so cool.
And she's like, I saw your vlog, and I was like, so she saw us, she remembered me from the vlog, I guess, I don't
Yeah.
know. But I had her draw a flower on an index card, and I told her while she was doing it,
Yeah.
because she was like in the middle of drawing it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go get this as a tattoo to go with my other tattoo. And she goes, oh, you have a tattoo? And I showed her my purple kiss one. She goes, oh, that's crazy. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get another tattoo. And she literally stopped, and she's like, should I draw a better one? And I'm like, no, just draw whatever you want. It's fine. I don't care. She goes, you sure? I'm like, yeah, just draw whatever.
Yeah.
So she drew me a flower, and I promised her next time I see her, I'll have the tattoo. And she's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, yep, it's gonna be great. And then that was it. I moved on to the next person.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was crazy. That's probably the best interaction. I was like so like, I wasn't even like shocked or like, I was just like confused. I was like, vlog.
Doesn't get better. Doesn't get better.
So that was funny. I think the funniest part about it was to me was that I didn't bring it up or say anything. She just like
Right.
randomly
She
said
just
it to
knew.
me.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's cool.
That is awesome.
But then after that was Chan. And Chain's also just super awesome every time we have to like talk to her and things. She's really smiley, really fun. And she was basically just asking about, you know, like how we liked the show and everything. And I asked them like they like Toronto. She's like, yeah, I'm not from here. And she like asked where we're from and told us like a long drive to come see him.
Right.
And she's like, oh my gosh, 10 hours, that's so crazy. I'm so thankful you came. I'm like, yeah. She was also one of the ones that remembered us from seeing us at like, the last one. I don't know about in America, but she remembered us from the last stop in Toronto.
Yeah, she remembers.
I think maybe they just like remember the names or like on her shirts or like her hats or whatever.
Yeah.
Because we talked about it before. She remembered us when we went to the 2 American ones.
Yeah.
Because we wore the same sweatshirts that said Kpop Kimchi Podcast on it.
Yeah.
So when we walked up for selfies, she'd always be like, oh, Kpop Kimchi. Like she didn't know it was a podcast. She just recognized, you know, the kimchi on it. So I don't know if that's how she recognizes us. But she did remember me when I went and talked to her. And then after that, I kind of went over, because that one felt like it went kind of quick. And then I went and talked to E-Ray. And basically it was the same conversation, like I said. She was like, oh, wow, 10 hours, that's so long. So she asked, I was like, yeah, it was like 10 hours. And she was, oh my gosh, it's crazy. 10 hours is so long. And I was like, it didn't feel like any time when we were coming to see you. And she goes, oh, thank you so much. And then she was like super happy. She has like the best smile. So she's like,
yeah, E-Ray's so fun.
Then after that conversation, also, I forgot to say, Chain's another one that said they'd be coming back soon.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't really specify where. She's like, oh, well, we'll be back in a little bit. I'm like, all right, cool. So I guess take that for what it's worth. But then the last one was I went and talked to Swan, and she remembered me. She's like, oh, it's good to see you again. She's like, didn't I just see you? I'm like, yeah, like a month ago in like June. She's like, yeah. I was like, yep. Basically, you know, whatever. Like, yeah, that's where we were. So she recognized me and him, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But after that, she was like signing my stuff. And I was telling Justin, this was like the one that was like kind of like, not really awkward, just kind of different. Because in the other ones, you're kind of like talking to them and having like a conversation, like they're like saying stuff back. But with Swan, she was like literally just like looking at me, like listening so intently to like what I was saying to her.
She's like, tell me your problems.
Honestly, she was like, oh yeah, okay. You're like, yeah. So I asked him, and I'm like, hey, you know, we're from America. Like, we'll come to see you in America whenever you come back to America. Or like, we'll come see you in Canada whenever you come back to Canada. Because they all were like, oh, it's such a long drive. I'm like, it's fine, but like, if you come to America, we'll see you in America. You know, that's where we're from.
Right.
And she was literally sitting there, and it's funny, because she was like sitting there, and she was like, kind of like the meme where it's like the people like looking in the sky, and they like have their hand on their chin thinking, you know? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. What she said, she's like, my brain's not really braining right now. And I'm like, it's fine, that happens to all of us.
That's me
and she's just like, maybe just wait like a year. And I was like, okay, sick.
Okay.
So she didn't really say much else, but like I said, Goen, Chain, and Swan all pretty much all but confirmed that at least they'll be back next year to do something.
Yeah, which is awesome.
But they're all very thankful we came there.
They were.
Everyone was extremely happy. I will say, I mean, I get they're paid to like do this, like that's their job.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they have their own personas, they have, you know, the professionals.
Absolutely.
But I swear, every time we have any interaction with them, like we see them, get selfies with them, whatever, they all just seem like genuinely happy to like talk to the fans.
Yeah.
Especially Goen. Goen is always like super happy to talk to. Like,
I was just so like not taken back by like everyone because we had interacted with them before and they seemed like that before. I don't know. To me, it just kind of seems hard to really be able to fake being genuine, and they like just seem very genuine in general. But there is something about Goen, and maybe it's why she's like the leader of them. Like, she seems like the nicest, kindest person.
She really does.
Who'd like generally be happy to talk to anybody or just like help anybody in this truck. Get out of the way.
More trucks trying to run us off the road.
Gosh, another one. Yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoyed talking to Goen because she just has such a calm, comforting like demeanor. You just like felt safe talking to her. She's just so nice, so kind, and really grateful. Like, everyone seemed grateful. We were all grateful. The fans were everyone was grateful, and it made for a very nice, like, professional event. Like, no one acted like an idiot or anything. Like,
I will say,
was loud. Like, it was really nice.
Everybody listened to the rules for the most part, except for me apparently.
The flower? Yeah, it's
and
okay.
Everybody was like well behaved, very much better than in the American shows we've seen.
Yeah, it was a very nice politeness.
So I don't know if it's just like
Canada,
a Canadian thing or what, but everyone was very well behaved.
And like we discussed
at least during the event they were.
Right, we discussed like the minute, and it did go really fast. It flew by in like the best way possible, and some of it was kind of interesting too because we had our stuff kind of prepared which other people did too, were in the album because you could get a page signed. So we put like what page we wanted signed with the member's name and like our name. So they're kind of like looking at that as they sign too. So they almost have to like double duty of like listen while seeing what name they have to spell in English. You know what I mean? Like,
you already did say, oh, very organized. And I was like,
Yeah.
Isn't everybody's like this though?
yeah, I know. But it was really cool. It was like one of my favorite K-pop things we've ever done ever. Honestly,
It's up there with the Triple S fan.
Oh
in
gosh,
Chicago.
that's honestly hard to beat. But this was really fun.
I was also thinking too, maybe they would recognize me because out of all the times I've gone to all the shows,
Yeah.
I don't really know how many other Asian people they see that come and talk to them that has like holes in their ears.
Yeah, that's true. I never saw one.
Because I don't know if I saw any
I never saw one.
at all in the whole thing. I mean, well, granted, I didn't look at everybody,
Yeah.
but I don't really see too many people when we go to the shows that have like gauged ears like I do.
No.
So maybe they're just like, this is the guy that has holes in his ears.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I do know the one person that always says they recognize me is Going. Every
Yeah.
single time we go, she like says something to me.
Yeah.
I remember when we went to do selfies in Toronto the first time,
Yeah.
when I walked up to her, she's
Yeah.
the one that said to me, oh, so you're here again? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe that has something to do
I
with
definitely think she's telling the truth, and I definitely think Chain is, because she said it multiple times too, about recognizing us. So
it. And Swan said stuff multiple times.
Yeah, Swan said stuff, and she said she remembered like certain things, like our logo and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, like,
Which means the branding is working.
that means K-pop Kimchi, check it out.
Maybe it's because the hats I gave them, they saw on the back of the hats.
I know, and they're like, this is dumb.
I
But
hate it here.
it was so fun. It was so fun. It was like so worth. I mean, it wasn't even that expensive, to be honest.
No,
But
it wasn't.
It was in like a very nice, cool place that was literally across the street from the event. So it's not like we had to drive like 45 minutes.
Oh, no, not even close.
Like, it literally was across the street from the Korean Fest.
It's like the nicest thing I've ever
A
seen.
very beautiful like performing arts center, and they have like side rooms, and that's where they had it. But it was so cool because we got to wait inside. It wasn't hot. Like, everyone was super friendly. It was such a great experience. And then we did a group photo too.
And then basically we just did a group photo, which we got to hang out with some of our friends. We made new friends, so that was pretty cool.
And we got 8 people, the St. Louis crew.
Oh yeah, apparently there's just a ton of people from the Midwest that were there.
We need Midwest shirts or something.
So that was funny. We made some Midwest K-pop shirts for people.
Midwest memories out here. And then we had our group photo, and they took a couple. That goes really quick, but you get to say hi to the girls again. Which
But
is
then the
always
best
fun.
group photo was at the end of it.
Oh my god!
When we were all standing outside.
This was electric.
And Matt like wanted a girl to take our photo. He like asked, like it was like mean or anything. He's like, asked her, hey, can you take a picture of us?
Yeah.
And it was really just our group of like guys and our friends that we were with.
Yeah.
It was funny because she took a ton of them. And like every time a group came out from getting their group photo,
Yeah.
they all just jumped into the picture. So it started out with like 8 of us, and by the end of it, there was like 20 plus people.
It was like, because we're outside the venue, leaving at this point, so anyone coming out the door, when they're done, we're like, get in the photo.
And they're like,
Get in
no,
the
we're like,
photo.
no, you
We're
too,
like,
get
come
in the
on.
photo.
So this picture just gets bigger and bigger and bigger of all these people who we have just no idea who anyone is, but it was amazing. It was
And then
so
the girl
funny.
taking the photo like couldn't be in it because she wanted us to take she wanted to take the photo.
Sure.
So she threw us her little stuffed guy from O&F. She's a big O&F
Big
fan.
on and off.
So shout out to you if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
She was actually really cool. She made like her own homemade Purple Kiss light stick, which was pretty cool.
Right, that was dope.
And so she threw us her little guy, so she's in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like just super cool because it was like all the Purple Kiss fans just like combining
Like,
together
come on,
for
get in
this
the
like
photo.
for this like crazy random group photo for these people that no one's ever met before.
I know, just no idea.
So that was funny.
No idea. And then we just kind of hung out there and talked with everyone for a little while, which was fun.
And then we left and got some lunch with Matt. He took us somewhere else. We got some like really good like neck bone soup, pork neck bone soup. It was like a big like
Yeah.
pot thing. It was super good.
Yeah.
Kimchi pancakes. All of it was really good.
It was delicious.
And then after that, we kind of left and went back to the hotel room because I kind of had a headache.
Yeah.
So I wanted to like take a shower. It was really sticky from being sweaty outside.
Yep.
So we did that. I took a nap, felt good. Then we went back to the show. And essentially,
Pretty much got the same spot we were.
yeah, it was like the same thing kind of happened.
A little more crowded, I'd say.
Oh, yeah,
A
so
little
this
more
show,
bumping.
The second one, I'm not going to talk about the set list too much because we gave it 2 hours.
It was the exact same.
set
It
list.
was the exact same everything. Exact same. A little different talking, but exact same set list.
But everybody was there. Our little girl did get lost, and they found her, so good for them.
We did it. We did it.
But yeah, so they came out, and like before they even started the show, they like came out, and like the president of TKF like gave him like a key to the city.
Yeah, they got like
a
freaking plaque thing,
like an achievement award, which is pretty sick.
Which was a great like honorary member or something.
And then after that, they left, came back on. Oh, I forgot to mention, they actually, it was kind of cool because they did 2 different days, obviously.
Yep.
But they actually had 2 different sets of clothes.
Yeah, that was cool too.
So the first one, they had like their white and like bluish colored outfits from their BXX photo shoot.
Yep.
They wore them on a couple stages in Korea. And I know they wore them at least one time in their tour that they did for BXX.
Yeah. We never saw them.
We didn't see them, but I know that because I like tracked them, so I know that like they had them.
Right.
And then on this time, they kind of wore like their like jean outfit.
It was like denim, big denim baggy
pants
red,
with like
kind of black jeans.
Like some type of black top.
Just like kind of like black t-shirt top styled in a cool way.
And they also wore these on tour too, so it's just like BXX fits.
Yeah, yep, pretty much.
But they did that. They came out, like I said, they did the same stuff. And this crowd was way more rowdy than the crowd we had.
Yeah, it was much
on Saturday. I don't know if it's just because more people showed up. I don't know.
Like I wasn't sure because this was the second night, so I'm like maybe everybody saw him the first night and it would be second night.
But it was packed.
It was packed and it was rowdy.
Like they had to be told multiple times, like everyone to like not push.
Yeah,
just keep it safe. Like everyone's calm down.
So many safety, even like during Purple Kiss, that when they were talking, they're like, okay, no pushing, safety first.
And instead of changing like Purple Kiss, everyone's chanting safety first.
Yeah, and then the members would like twerk, so that was like the
they were like super into it.
Safety first was the theme.
But yeah, so they came out, performed, it was awesome. They did a lot of different talking, and they were all super excited.
Yeah.
The best talking point is like maybe the second time they came out.
Yeah.
They were talking about how awesome it was to see everybody and all the employees and how they're excited to actually see like Korean people came out to see them.
Yep.
So like they're like, oh wow, it's amazing. We see so many Korean people out here to come and see us.
Which is cool.
And then Dosie's just like, I love my job.
She's like, I love my job. And everyone cheered. Yeah, they're like, the Koreans and the locals. I was like, well, I'm not either of those, so sick. But it was awesome.
But it was a great turnout. Like, it was so many people.
Girls brought the energy both nights. It was so fun. So many people saw them. I hope there are like legit a lot of new Chloes who checked them out. Like they did a great job.
And then essentially after that, they all pretty much finished up. They did Zombie. Everyone was freaking out.
Yep.
And then that was it. And they left.
Yeah, it was an hour set both nights, and they were pretty much on the dot both times. They started a little later. The second night they got backed up with some things, or the show got backed up.
And the little girl getting lost.
That happened too. Which was a girl that was very similar to the description, standing right by everyone. That's her and some lady like pushed everyone out of the way to get close, but it was not her. So
to be fair, he did describe pretty much every little Asian girl that would have been there, but
everyone like stared at her and were like, it's not her, it's not her. We're like, okay, we got our eye on you. But yeah, this crowd was a little more like bumped up close. There was a lot of people both nights, a lot of people.
But it was really fun. It's really cool seeing like a festival setting.
Yeah, I loved it.
You don't really get that too much.
I loved it. And I think that's like when they said they were happy about the Korean people coming to see them, I think they genuinely meant that because
you're in a whole other country.
Yeah, I mean they're they go on a tour, it's the Purple Kiss tour, so you're coming there to see Purple Kiss. This is a event with a million other things going on, and like they are the main event, which they said that, but like still for people to kind of take their time and wait throughout the whole night to see them, like that probably meant a lot from like whoever was out there. So it was sick. There was a ton of people.
I think the most surprising thing to me about the whole thing was afterwards I went to like find my sister something.
Yeah.
Because she like wanted a souvenir from there for some reason.
Yep.
Sorry, Brittany, if you're listening to this, did not get you anything.
Probably not.
Because when we left, everything was gone.
Every tent was gone. All the people under the tents and all the vendors, all the food collapsed, gone out of there.
Like they got ransacked. Like I don't even know. Like everything was gone. All it was like
Perky's hour, everybody's gone.
Folding tables on the ground, chairs tipped over, nothing. Yep. Like a barren wasteland.
People got out of there.
Which is kind of crazy.
We wanted to go like stand on the surface they had for the basketball court thing. Even that was gone.
Everything was gone.
No hoop, no anything.
It's like the old pull the wool over your eyes and go, they're going to watch them, but we're taking everything.
Pretty much. While we watched Second Moon and Purple Kiss, everything was gone.
But yeah, so that was pretty much the whole festival for us. We didn't really get a ton of time to walk around and do stuff because we were doing other stuff. And like I said, it was hot.
We checked it out, but it was just busy.
Didn't want to wait in line for 30 minutes to buy some squid or taboki.
That was like the longest line ever.
Go to the restaurant down the street and pay less money for it.
Yeah, that's what we did. I mean, because this street, or this whole area, this whole city was like, there's a lot of Asian restaurants and things like that. So we both restaurants we walked like a block or two and we found things and they were delicious.
I think my final thoughts on the whole thing was I was kind of shocked that they did not play Seven Heaven.
Yeah.
Out of all the songs they didn't play. I mean, they played a lot of them, but that was like their most recent one after, you know, BXX.
Right.
Or before BXX.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a summer festival kind of vibe song.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm kind of shocked that they didn't
fit.
play that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, their set list was awesome.
It was really good.
I keep hoping for Cast Pearls Before Swine, but
one day, maybe.
Maybe one day they'll do it if they come back on tour.
Gotta wait. That's what they said.
My other final thought was, I told Justin about this, that like, I don't know if it's just the vibe or the daytime or what, because the first night was definitely my favorite one.
Yeah.
But as they were like playing their songs, I like didn't even like record anything. I didn't have like my phone up. I was literally just like standing there like looking at them and like the sky was like blue in the background.
Yep.
And I was like standing, I'm like, this is the happiest moment of my entire life. I've never been happier than I am right now.
It's really weird you say that because
it's like an out of body spiritual experience.
It was really weird, and I don't know what it exactly was, but I felt the same thing. Because I was just watching it too, and you know, the girls are up there doing great, the crowd's great. And like you said, I remember literally looking straight up at just the blue sky at nothing, and I was just like almost emotional, and I'm like, this is so damn perfect. Nothing can be better than like this moment right now. Literally what you're describing, I felt it too. And I don't know what it was, but in that moment, it was like the most perfect, fun thing. Nothing was wrong. There was like no worry, no anxiety, no anything. It was literally like it really was like an out-of-body happy experience to just like see them there. I don't know. It was cool. It was really cool, and that does not happen all the time.
It really doesn't.
It does not happen all the time.
I was actually thinking beforehand, like I was excited to see him, but I'm like, you know what? I've seen him a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like we've talked before about how when we were meeting them, it wouldn't be like anything crazy, like people who've never seen him.
Right.
Because we've seen him before, you know, we've talked to him before. And I was like, I don't know, like I know what songs you're gonna play, like certain ones. Like I'm not gonna be as excited as I normally would be if it was like a tour or something. And I was literally sitting there like, this is the best show I've ever seen. Like,
oh, it was great.
Nothing's ever going to beat this.
It was so great. I mean, it was
like there's a nice breeze. It's beautiful outside.
There's like
they're beautiful. It sounds good.
There's an airplane.
It's like I don't know. Like everything was just like the best.
I completely agree. Felt the same exact way.
And everyone like wasn't being annoying and pushing and like causing a problem or anything.
We did have a little bit of that second night.
So that was my final takeaway here. I was like, that was like the best experience ever. Like I'll never forget that. It was great.
It was definitely, I'd say, one of the most fun, best K-pop things I think we've ever done. Because I'll never forget any of it. We met great people.
I even said that if we just saw the show the first night and went to the meet and greet and left and didn't even see the second night, I'm like, this is the best experience.
Yeah, it still would have been the best because it was that good already. And like the second night was still amazing. Like Purple Kiss made it amazing, but it was just one of the most fun things I've ever done. So
anyone else out there, I hope you also enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of our Canadian friends, if you happen to listen to this, even though you're in our Discord, I know you guys enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
So we're all employees now, according to them. We were knighted by them.
Yeah, we really were.
We're not only now official Canadians, but Canadian employees.
Yeah, we are official Canadians too, so I guess that's cool, maybe.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
I don't really know if he's the one that determines that, but I'll take his word for it.
You know what? We'll let him think that, so.
We actually have so many Canadian people in our Discord that I had to start like a whole separate chat just for them, so they have their own place to like do stuff.
It's so fun. That's like my favorite thing is just like all the people and talking to all the people, seeing all the different people. It's very fun.
But we're almost home now. We made it home before 11 o'clock.
We did it. That's really good. That's really good.
Time flies when you're recording a podcast.
It really does, because we start in Bloomington. Next thing you know, we are back.
But to end it, of course, my idol of the week is going to be Dosi, because seeing her in person again just made me realize she's still the love of my life. So.
Yep, absolutely.
And she remembered me from watching a video that I made about them that I didn't remember making.
Absolutely.
So what can be better than that?
Yeah, absolutely.
How about you?
Mine's definitely Yuki. Amazing.
She was so fun and happy.
She was so fun.
She really was the biggest fan of the Safety First chants.
Yeah, it was great.
Her and Dosi both were just loving it.
It was a great time. Can't wait to see them again. And what we have experienced from our K-pop life is when the idols say they're going to come back, just wait for us. They're usually telling the truth.
And like I said,
of all the things they say, they're usually telling the truth.
3 of them said it. So
Purple Kiss, we'll be ready.
I'm holding you to that.
Whenever that happens again, we will be there.
You made us pinky promise you that when you come back that we would be there. Not us personally, but everybody in the crowd.
Yep.
So
that is true. That is true.
We will be there if you were there.
Yep.
But
all right, we're home.
we're home, so we will talk to you guys later.
Love you guys. Bye.
Later.